Hey, Amber, how's it going? Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How you doing? I'm at the lake. I'm in my camper. I've been out here off and on. Um, just me all by myself. Anyway, look, a few minutes ago I opened the door, stuck my head out because it was raining earlier, so it's not the greatest day in the world, but still beautiful, even though it's cloudy. That's why it looks all crappy because there's not much sunshine coming in. Anyway, and I could hear the little ducks out there quacking. They're the little ducks. There's a whole bunch of them, and then they'll fly and go somewhere else. And I heard your dad say, shoot 'em. Shoot 'em. Doesn't always have to be legal. Just go shoot 'em. And I thought, I can't do that. And besides, all I have is a pistol. I always carry. And I think they would frown on that in the campground. If I'm down there on the lake shooting at the little ducks. Besides, they're kind of cute. So I asked him, pick a card. We've been doing this a lot lately. I got this new deck. Yeah, so he picked one for me, and I'll just hold it up here. That way you can pause it if you want to. That way we don't take up a lot of time just reading it. But the front of it says, stop stressing over shitty as fuck people. But then the backside has a whole lot more words. That was my card that he picked out. So I said, okay, Amber needs one. So he said, this one he picked for you. He says, so you want to be a badass? Show your heart to everyone. Oop. Well, damn it. You'd think I could be able to tell which way to go. I don't know if these come out. God dang it, I need to look at these. So you can read the back of it. He's very proud that you are not a doormat, that you are a badass. It says, well, one thing it says, you know what's weak as fuck? Living a fake ass life trying to please others. He absolutely does not feel that you do that. And when I first read it, I went, whoa, I don't know if I like this card. No. He's very proud of you. He says you're growing up to be a man, and he's giggling because you're tough. He says, because you don't take any shit off people. See, and I come across dominant as more a male side. Oh, good Lord, they'll be giving me gender stuff. Change my gender because I'm a tomboy. And you too. You're more of a badass than I am. So we kind of come across as masculine. Ooh, I hope I didn't say that in a way that would offend you. We're not a pussy. We don't put up with anybody's shit. Okay. He's showing me a bridge. It's a walk bridge. I would say it's a walk bridge. I would say it's wooden. Got handrails. It's curved. Doesn't mean it is physically a curved bridge. It almost looks like it goes out into the water, but it looks like it's kind of curved, like it goes over a creek or something. Now here we go. It doesn't look old and rickety. He could just be showing me a bridge. It may not be the exact bridge. But it almost looks like it goes from the land and it kind of curves like it would go to the other side of a bank, like on a creek, but I can't see the other side. It's like it goes off into nothing. So I don't know if this thing goes off into the water. It's almost like it's made out of, I'm only going to explain it exactly because it's possible that it's exactly as he's showing it, or it could be just a generalization. Almost looks like, you know how trees look when beavers chew on them? How they've got that point and all the little, or if you would take a big hatchet and you would hew the point down on the end of a log and make it a point, where you've got all those choppy things. That's what the spokes in this bridge look like. Looks like it's made out of, almost out of trees cut down. I've just seen the exact same thing with where the beavers have been chewing on the trees out here at the lake, how they're all. So beaver could have something to do with it. I don't know. Bud and I are working on something else. We're tracking down something else. And hopefully, if we have to, we'll come up there together and we'll finish this off. So, you know, we do a lot of talking behind the scenes. This has never quit for us. Did one of your little varmints like trip and fall into the mud or a mud puddle or something recently? They're always doing something. I giggle so hard. I go, oh my God. My son was ornery too. Look, it almost looks like he got tripped and fell into like a huge mud puddle, or maybe he did it on purpose. I wouldn't put it past him. Love your kids. That he says they're going to grow up and they're not going to take shit off anybody either, because you're allowing them to be themselves. You're allowing them to be kids. Instead of, he's showing his thumb, instead of putting your thumb down on top of them and making them sit there like little soldiers, you're allowing them to be who they are meant to be. And he says he's very proud of you. He's clapping his hands. Very proud of you. Don't raise pussies, he said. God doesn't like a pussy. I just said that to my friend yesterday. God doesn't like pussies. He says, but oh Lord, you haven't seen the half of it yet. Just wait. It's only going to get. He started to say worse, but then he said better. Now he's moving somewhere. And earlier when I was my kitchen's right there, but he was following me around. It's like, okay, it's your turn. It's 4:20. So I'm assuming because he was laughing about 4:20 yesterday that he wanted me to get this done today. So yeah, here we go. Anything he wants, as long as he helps us finish this out. Right, Steve? Finish it out. He's got a book. Not that he's reading it, but he slams it shut. He said, the chapter will be closed. It was open to the middle of the book. But he opened it back up and he slammed it again. The chapter will be closed. Now he's opening it back up and he's thumbing through pages further back. Like there's more pages to come first. Like there's more in the book before the chapter will be closed. I don't think it's raining, but I don't see it. I wanted to go for a walk. Okay, this is weird as fuck, and I don't know what it means, if it means anything. I can hear it raining. I can hear it hitting the camper, like it's raining pretty good. But when I go to my big window up front and look out at my truck, there are no raindrops hitting my truck. I don't know that they can, if it's actually raining on my camper and not raining. Shit, the truck's right out in front of my camper. It's not very far away. Don't know. Anything that happens to me while I'm doing the reading is meant for whoever I'm reading for. I have no idea what significance that would have. Now I don't hear it raining. Weird. That's just really weird. But everything in my life is weird. Now he's telling me I need a left-handed cigarette. That it would help me chill out. You're going to smell that. And of course, it doesn't count if the person sitting next to you is smoking one. But you can be in your car, you can be walking through the store, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if you're walking through Walmart and some person walks by you who obviously has that scent on them. That'll still count as a sign. But you can be in your car and just get that whiff. However it comes through. Make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. He said he's being bullheaded about signs because you don't believe them when he sends them. You kind of poo-poo them like, oh yeah, right. That's not you. That's my imagination. He says, damn, you're stubborn. I don't think he has any room to talk. Something's coming full circle. Full circle. He keeps going with the circle. Got like little arrows. Got arrows on this circle as it goes around. Coming full circle. Soon. I'm not going to give any timelines because he's disappointed me every single time he's given me something like that. As far as a timeline. So that's probably going to be a sticky point with me or a block or whatever. As far as timeline. Because soon to them, there is no clock, there is no calendar up there, so soon to them is, where to us it's like 50 years later. No, I'm not saying it's going to be 50 years later. Like I said, we're working on something. And even though he and I take breaks every so often, and I'm not talking about Steve, we're usually jump back in and we start working on something else. Why is he talking about a hippo? Like a hippopotamus? He's not saying you're fat. It's not that. And he's actually showing me hippopotamus now, but he said hippo. Hippo. Is there, he's showing me a picture of hippopotamus. So I know that's what he was talking about. You may have to stretch that outside the box a little bit. Sometimes the way they come through with clues. Oh, it sounds like it's pouring down rain. There's not shit out there. That is so freaking weird. Not a weird shit in my life, but that's weird. Okay, he keeps talking about rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. I can't even do it. I don't even know how to do it. Rock, paper, scissors. Don't know why. Don't know if you guys, he used to play that game with you guys or the kids, or somebody has just done that recently and he's validating that he saw that, knows that. One of the youngest ones. And I would guess it's probably the younger one. He's not saying one of the youngest ones. Has seen him. Maybe didn't want to acknowledge it. And it's really common for kids like under the age of 9 or 10 to see them, hear them, interact with them. until people tell them, you can't have an imaginary friend, you can't do that. And then they start shutting it down because of other people's opinions. But he's showing me, whichever younger one it is, it's like they turn their back on him. Like, no, I didn't just see that. I didn't just see him. So they're already trying to shut that down. Mostly because maybe it scared him a little bit, but partly because more afraid of other people's opinions, that they'll think he's crazy. Aren't we all? He's walking around behind me, see what he's doing. And he just walked behind me and he stopped over here. This camera isn't, of course, it looks like shit because it's kind of dark in here because it's so cloudy outside, but it never seems to pick up their energy. This camera doesn't. It's not good enough to pick up their energy. Someday maybe I'll get a bigger camera where maybe you'll be able to see some of the energy, some of the little electric shit that sometimes you can see. Okay, so he's showing me a long fish with a long skinny snout. Looks like gar. I hate gar, but I don't think it is. I think it's more like I'm going to say walleye. I could need to Google a picture of a walleye. So, did somebody have one stuffed? Did somebody just catch one? And maybe that was his favorite fish to eat. That's kind of ours around here. They're a little bit scarce around here, but when they get them, it's like, oh, everybody fights over, give me some. So I'm not sure why he's showing this fish. You'll probably know. And I freaking hate gar. I used to take my pistol out and shoot them when they were in the creek. Because we have bigger creeks that feed into the river, or maybe the river feeds it. I'm not sure. Those suckers would be down there, and I go, oh, I hate them. They look like a big snake. So this isn't a gar, but it just looks similar, bigger, longer. At least I don't think it is. So he says, you've talked to somebody recently. Now, recently for him could be not the same as our recently. I don't know if I said in your reading or the one before that they have no clocks, they have no calendars. I mean, time is nothing. Recently, and he's holding up 3 fingers. Could be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Don't know. But evidently within the 3-month time span anyway. Somewhere 3. Or could be on the 3rd of a month. Sometimes they're really cryptic when they bring forth information. He's shown me a man in uniform. He's not skinny. I'm not going to say he's really overweight, but he's definitely not skinny. Got dark hair. A little bit of a round face. I'm going to say middle age, but don't hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. This man knows the truth. Whether he's withholding it, I'm sorry, I should quit smoking, huh? Whether he's withholding it on purpose, withholding it to protect somebody, withholding it to protect the evidence, I almost feel like he's withholding something because he can't quite prove it. So he's withholding some things so they don't get out. That's what it feels like. So they don't get, do I want to say tampered with? I don't think that's the word I want to use. So they don't get corrupted, so they don't get, it's like he's standing by his desk at work or something. He just keeps looking down at his desk at something. He has his finger on it, kind of has his finger on this. It's like a piece of paper. Like he knows something. He just can't prove it. He knows. And it's bugging him almost as much as it bugs us. Because he can't prove it. And then he thinks, probably kind of like we do, yeah, well, it must be my imagination because I can't prove it. But I know, he's touching that paper, I know. Very discouraged, like the rest of us. And said he was going to say something else. So this is somebody you've talked to. I'm sure you probably talked about all of them. And I'm feeling from this guy, we're not all bad guys. And he's kind of sad about not being able to prove this because it's got to be somebody that you've talked to more than once because he sees all the pain and he really wants to help. But now he's showing me like he wants to pull his hair out, like the rest of us. But I hear the word withholding again. But I think he's withholding on purpose because there's a couple of things that he's trying to get his hand on, but he's afraid if he tells these couple of things that it will be put out there and it will corrupt some evidence or something Now he's showing a bloodhound, an actual bloodhound. So I don't know. I don't know that this guy's really associated with the bloodhound, or if he's just signifying they're on the trail. Still on the trail, I hear. This is a big ass basset hound looking bloodhound. The big droopy eyes, big ass ears. So there's somebody that's kind of key. But nobody's telling me, is he going to be able to prove this? Nobody's telling me, is this whatever he's thinking or working on, is it going to work out? I heard yes. Not hearing anymore now. So, well, that was a shit ton of what I would call a swallows. Now, they may not be swallows actual like a barn swallow, but they're shaped that way. Those little skinny birds. And there must have been about 50 of them, and I have the doors and windows shut and everything, and I could hear them loud. They're they're the birds that like to skim the water and get the bugs and stuff, you know. Because I saw them a couple days ago when I was out walking. Noisy little critters. Watch for those. There's always a reason when something happens while I'm reading. I was going to see if he was going to say any more about this cop. He says this cop has a big heart. I almost feel like he knew Steve or knew of him before all this happened. He's watching some of them that were closely involved fall on their face. He's kind of like, okay, got another one. That's not good enough. Because I want him to go down for this. Got another one. That's not good enough. It's better than nothing. It's not good enough. Freaking fly. So if there's a way, this guy's going to be very key. Stupid fly. Okay. With that, Steve's getting ready to leave. He says, I love each and every one of you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the path that I took. I'm sorry that I disappointed you. I'm sorry I embarrassed you. This fly is not leaving me alone. This happened in a reading I did just a little bit ago. This fly is nowhere to be seen, and all of a sudden it shows up, and it was almost landed in my eye, almost landed on my nose. And he did this the last reading, so watch for a fly to just be annoying as hell. Because he's not done this to me any other time. I didn't even know he was in here until I started doing a reading. There he was. He's actually on his knees going like this, praying that you will forgive him. Not so much for him, because his soul is all right. His soul is good, but more that you forgive him for yourself. When we go to the other side, they've all shown me campers coming. That we're cleansed when we get there. We're stripped, like I call it being peeled like an onion. Pull all that heavy crap that we attain down here on earth and we hold on to it. We don't realize how much it weighs us down, weighs our energy down, weighs our soul and spirit down. You know, things like anger and resentment and all those more negative feelings. And then when we get up there, they kind of peel it off of us, and we're back to being light and bright in the high vibrating spirit that we're supposed to be. We are forgiven. And I don't give a shit what church teaches you about hell. We're always forgiven. Doesn't matter what we've done. Always forgiven. Doesn't matter how we leave. always forgiven. What do you think the higher power is about? Punishing us? No. We learned our own lessons. Nobody needs to punish us on the other side because we punished ourselves here for the things we did. And then when we get up there, we go, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And we kick our own selves in the butt. God, source, I don't care if you call him George, whatever you want to name the higher power, it's all about making our energy better, making our soul or spirit better, lighter, brighter, forgiveness. Don't even have to forgive us because as far as that power is concerned, we did no wrong. We learned our lesson. We kicked ourselves in the ass once we got on the other side and went, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? That is, I haven't seen one yet that hasn't told me that. So anyway, with that, he's going to leave. I got to head home pretty soon. And it's nice of him to actually come in and chat for a change. Got my bed sending me messages. Gotta go see what he wants. I gotta go. We're gonna figure this out one way or the other. What is it the Lone Ranger that goes hi ho and away? I don't think I'm talking about Buzz Lightyear. Hi ho and away. I feel like it's something from way back in the day. All right, gotta go see what he needs. Much love to you. I love you guys, even though I've not met you. Maybe up there this summer. Who knows? That's what we're working on. We're going to come up together. The two of us together, we ought to be able to shake some trees, shake some dew off the lilies. I think that's totally possible. It's it. He's got a lot more insight like I do than he gives himself credit for. Maybe we'll get him opened up. Much love to all you guys. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later. And no, you don't get to pay for readings because that's what I do and that's what I can do. So if I want to do free reading for you, I can. That's what you can do when you're the boss. At least I think I'm the boss.